And BART reopened early this morning after a very long outage to all points south of Oakland's Lake Merritt station. But the Green Line train, which takes you from Berryessa to San Francisco and Daly City, is still out of service at this hour. Now, the outage sparked by this was a fire at a San Leandro BART station early yesterday morning that caused some major service disruptions all day. And as we've said, those impacts are continuing. KTVU's Tom Vakar joins us live from San Leandro, where that situation is still fluid at this hour. Tom.
It is fluid, and given the situation itself, the size of the fire and the damage it did, BART crews deserve a lot of gratitude simply because they came up with a quick so fast that works, at least for now. Wednesday at San Leandro's BART station, three things were going on at the same time. One, almost normal service had returned, a relief to regular riders after a terrible Tuesday.
I depend on BART to get to work, and you know, when I get here and something's going on, it's like it's not dependable.
Were you worried early this morning that maybe it wouldn't be fun?
Well, most definitely. I had to check my BART app to see what the message was regarding which line was working.
A lot of people on the bus, but it took maybe 40 minutes by bus, so it wasn't bad, but it would have took me 15 on BART.
Two, the investigation into the precise cause of the fire continues. Three, the temporary repairs are being watched very, very closely.
You make temporary repairs so you can restore service right away, and then you focus on more of the long-term repairs, which is the work that'll happen into this weekend.
Due to ongoing repairs, the Green Line from Berryessa to Daly City requires a change of trains.
We have service to all 50 stations in the system.
The passage of Measure RR in 2016 provided $3.5 billion to rebuild BART's critical infrastructure.
Of that, more than $1.2 billion goes to our power infrastructure.
So far, 60 miles of main train power cables have been replaced.
You need to maintain your infrastructure, and you need to replace items when they outlive their design life.
Fact is, San Leandro Station is one of the oldest stations because it's one of the original stations. And that means wear and tear is a constant thing for decade after decade after decade. Yet hope for BART springs eternal.
I know BART's struggling right now, but I think it can overcome times like this for sure. Yeah.
I hope they can get this situation solved and all the BART riders be happy.
So technically the Green Line is open, but you must take the Green Line and then switch to another line in order to make it over to where the Green Line ultimately goes in Daly City. One other thing, Senator Scott Wiener has introduced legislation to make sure that all transit, especially BART, are properly funded despite the state's budget problems because of the criticality of mass transit in keeping the freeways relatively light as opposed to completely jammed. Reporting live, Tom Vakar, KTVU, Fox 2 News. Colleen, back to you.
Well, Tom, I know that riders are grateful for any improvements, and getting those done faster than slower is obviously ideal. But when you talked to Chris Filippi, he mentioned weekend work and the longer term repairs that go into the weekend. Are we expecting those to have any service impacts?
Well, they're not going to have service impacts. The service will remain open and the same, but probably by the end of the week, the Green Line will be done as well, because you got to remember there was a lot of damage, and they put together the parts that they needed to put everything together and get it operating. But now what they have to do is do the more permanent fix, and that takes time. And since they have the staff and the parts in order to do that, they're just going to try to get it done by the end of the week. So by Monday, hopefully everything will be back to normal as it needs to be as we move into vacation season, summer season, and tourist season.
Yep, so many people depend on BART. All right, Tom Vakar, thanks so much for that report. Well, Muni